everyone. Today I'm going to be reading a story called A Helicopter Ride. Shreya was quite awake on her bed. She kept her eyes closed and pretended to sleep as she noticed some footsteps near the door. Today's Shreya's birthday, and she was so excited for her precious birthday gift. She had been expectant from her dad since the last birthday. Shreya's parents wake her up with cute cuddle and pamper. They sang birthday songs for her that made her jump with joy. Shreya hugged her dad and asked, "Dad, do you remember my last birthday wish?" Dad said, "What was that?" Shreya said, "Dad, how could you forget this? I want my helicopter now." Dad handed her a toy helicopter from a big toy box placed near Shreya's bed. Shreya threw it on the bed and said, "Dad, I want a real one." Dad said, "But real helicopters are very expensive. I may never afford to buy a real helicopter for you. You're a kid right now. You won't understand it, probably. But we may not afford a real helicopter as it would cost millions of dollars. And I don't have that with me. Dear, it's your birthday, so let's have some blast and make it a special one." Shreya placed her hands on her waist and hold her head high. She uses that pose to make that pose when she is angry. Dad looked at her with a smile and touched her nose to pamper her. Shreya laughed and said, "Dad, I really want my own real helicopter. I want to fly up in the sky. And Dad, I really just want to experience the adventures of flying high in the sky. I want to see the clouds. I want to play hide and seek in the clouds. It would be an amazing experience." Dad was so surprised to see the curiosity in her eyes. Shreya's twinkling eyes reminded him of the last birthday incident when Shreya came and hugged him and said, "Dad, I want a real helicopter. Can you buy me one?" She showed her dad a picture of a pilot flying a helicopter in the newspaper. Dad said with a big smile on his face, "Dear, this is a real one. You do not need this now. I will surely buy you a toy helicopter today." Shreya said in a cute voice, "No, Dad, I want a real helicopter because I want to be a pilot. I really want to fly a helicopter very high in the sky. I want to see the clouds. In fact, I want to play hide and seek with them. I want to know how it feels when we fly in the helicopter all alone in the sky. I want to experience this adventure. Dad, please buy me a helicopter." Even that day, Dad was so surprised to see Shreya's ambition to fly helicopters in her eyes. He lifted Shreya in his arms and said, "Dear, you're a kid and kids don't fly real helicopters. They play with toy helicopters only. I'll surely buy you a toy helicopter since you have never experienced any air travel before. So we can probably plan for a vacation where we can fly by an airplane so you can experience air travel." Shreya said, "Dad, I want my real helicopter, nothing else." She was sobbing and tears rolled down her cheek. Shreya's dad was thinking, how kids' ambitions are so limitless beyond and boundaries. Dad wanted to distract her attention from helicopters, so he just tried to show her birds and trees. He also tried to tell her some stories, but nothing really worked. Shreya was so tired she slept on her dad's shoulder. Shreya's mother was asking her dad for Shreya's birthday celebration plan. Shreya's dad came out of his thoughts when he heard her asking this question. He replied with a smile, "We can go to Legoland to celebrate her birthday. I'm sure she is going to enjoy the day over there." Shreya did not seem much excited about the idea and remained silent. Dad took Shreya and said, "Dear, you're still thinking of the real helicopter? Oh, come on, today is your birthday, so please try to forget about helicopter for today and enjoy the day." Shreya's dad left her in the bedroom with a gift box that he had brought for her and went in the garden to water the plants. But Shreya's curious eyes still were in her dad's attention. He was regret to see Shreya's tears that rolled down from her eyes. Finally, Shreya agreed to come to Legoland and with her parents. The entrance of Legoland was really amazing. There was a big smile on Shreya's face. She said it with excitement, "Hey, I'm in Legoland!" Innocent Shreya's mind was now filled with excitement. She became active and ran here and there like a butterfly. She roamed around Lego Mini Land and Model Village, and then she enjoyed almost all the rides. And after that, she moved to Water Park. Water Park was so amusing. She enjoyed a lot of Water Park. The whole family enjoyed every moment of the day at their best day spent in the whole day at Legoland, which was completely entertaining, but it was so tiresome too. They were home by 8 p.m. In the evening, they had light dinner, and Shreya's mother brought her straight to bed. She put Shreya on the bed and read a bedtime story from a storybook for her. Shreya was quite on the bed, so her mother thought Shreya fell asleep, so quietly moved out of her bedroom. Shreya had a wonderful day, and she was so tired. She closed her eyes to have a nice sleep, but her mind swiftly diverted to the discussion she had with her dad about her favorite helicopter. So many thoughts were going in her mind, like why my dad does not have enough money to buy a real helicopter. She was just wondering how she can enjoy her helicopter ride every evening, sometimes alone and sometimes with a friend. When am I going to experience a real joy of flying helicopter in the sky? She was so occupied with her thoughts, and her mind was still buzzing with many such questions. But Shreya was so tired that she couldn't think much. She fell asleep gently. Shreya saw a brand new helicopter inside her house fence. She ran near the helicopter and saw that pilot seat was vacated and no one was around the helicopter. She heard an unknown voice that was saying, "This is Shreya's helicopter." Shreya looked around to find who was speaking, but she did not find anyone. As there was no one near her, Shreya's heart was pounding out of joy. She had never been happier than this moment ever before. However, this helicopter was way better than what she had ever imagined for. At first, she looked all around the helicopter from outside. Then she decided to sit in the pilot seat. As she sat on the seat, she was so amazed to see that the cockpit from inside the helicopter. She had read about the cockpit. She knew that cockpit is the central control unit determining all the active of helicopter. Some cogs and control like airspeed indicators, engines and rotor, carburetor, air temperature, main fuel, tank quality, light switches, electric. Shreya just noticed that there was some instruction sheet near the pilot seat which had clear instructions about how to fly a helicopter. Shreya was even happier to see her name on the instructions sheet, which says Shreya on adventure trip. Instruction sheet had all instructions clearly written how to fly a helicopter. Shreya first switched on the main engine by pressing power button helicopter. Blades start to swirl around slowly. Shreya was thrilled about the InQ exploration. She was so curious to know as how the outer blades on the top of the helicopter are swirling around, but the helicopter's body was still on the ground. Shreya was going through the instruction sheet as she read the instructions with full attention. Shreya pressed the takeoff gear. As instructions on the instruction sheet, helicopter slowly left the ground and started to move up above this ground. Helicopter blades were now moving at full speed and it was making loud noise. Helicopter rolled in different directions, but Shreya controlled it quickly by following the instructions provided in the instruction sheet. Now helicopter was flying high in the sky and was flying in maximum possible speed. Shreya was up in the sky. When she looked down, she could see everything below on the ground was looking like a small, even those tall buildings were looking like Lego blocks building. She noticed that cultures fields below in the ground were looking like big cake that someone had sliced them in small pieces personally. She was feeling weightless. She was so amazed to feel like she had got her own wings in her own body. Shreya's helicopter was up in the sky somewhere between the clouds. Now she was really happy to see the clouds from so close. It was looking like someone had spread cotton buds all over the sky. She wanted to play hide and seek in the clouds, but her helicopter was like a bird that was just flying non-stop. Shreya was happy. She loved to sing, so her lips were singing her favorite song for this happy moment, and that was Shreya was flying all over the sky to see what she could see, and all that she could see was the endless big blue sky. All of a sudden, she heard a familiar but loud voice that said, "Nice song." She looked all over. Nobody was there. She asked in a terrified voice, "Hey, Who is there? Why are you hiding? A small piece of cloud which was appearing like a shape of a hand. That hand come over to shook hand with her and said, "Hello, little girl, you're welcome. And I'm so glad to see a little pilot here." Shreya said, "Hello." She shook hand with Mr. Cloud and said thanks by waving her little hand to say bye. Shreya was surprised to see that her hand was all wet, but Shreya didn't mind. Her wet hand was as meeting Mr. Cloud was also a biggest achievement for her. Shreya always loved to share her adventures and experience with her mother, and now she wanted to share her wonderful ride experiences with her mother. Finally, Shreya decided to turn her helicopter back towards her home. She was so busy to turn the helicopter back towards her home. Her hand was busy while handling cockpit controls and cursing the helicopter back to her home. Her adventurely balanced helicopter ride made her toss and turn on her bed so restlessly she fell off from her bed to the floor with a loud thud sound, and this brought her back from her dream and said, "Oh no, it was a dream." Thank you. Bye. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Bye.